Let's do it. All right, AB. The AB situation continues to get worse. So let's just inform the people exactly what the fuck's going on. So Adrien Broner is facing a civil lawsuit for sexual battery, assault, defamation, and emotional distress alongside streamer Dean the Great and the platform Kick. The lawsuit was filed in Los Angeles on June 2026 by a woman named Havana Saint. Clearly not a saint. You're hanging around niggas like Dean the Great. Anyway, so the suit claims that she had unwanted. I'm gonna say this in the most middle ground Switzerland way to not have any bias, because we know how shorties be moving. But in this situation, we have to be civil. All right. So unwanted sexual pressure, public humiliation, including an ice water dumping incident on stream, and false statements regarding sexual contact. All right, that's enough because clearly you niggas know that I'm all about roasting everybody. So let's get to the roast of Adrien Broner in it. All right, here we go, guys.
Any crime. I went in the military. I was in 204th Military Intelligence Brigade. That was my first unit in Augsburg, Germany. All you need is my name. You can Google this shit. It'll pull it up. Especially, I ain't never been arrested and convicted of no crime.
All right.
Today, there was two other guys there. Now, I didn't have a dilemma with anybody because I could work with anybody. You feel me? So when I got there, one guy, the guy V, you know, he had the ego thing going on and shit. You know what I'm saying? And we had an issue. And, you know, he would do a little sly slick shit, give me false information, send me to a wrong location, pass on bad information and shit. And I peeped that it was an issue, but I'm like, okay.
Dookie. That's Dookie. Because he's not going to give us the sauce that we need on the situation. He's not really going to give us the sauce. He's going to talk about some weird behind the scenes shit that happened. And it's like, blase blah, brother. Blase blah, brother. You know what we want? We want the deets. We want the deety. So let's go with our good friend, Omizi. Right? Omizi.
TMZ.
Okay, TMZ situation. Gen Z's couple. Okay, all right, niggas. I think we can be fine here. Let's start. All right, let's get into this Adrien Broner shit. Shout out to Omizi with the video. Let's go.
Said somebody suing me for sexual battery.
Who didn't see this one coming? In the plethora of videos in which we talked about Adrien Broner and Dean the Great streaming lifestyle, we gave warnings. All the aggressiveness, all of the deranged and strange behavior that they have around women will eventually catch up to them one day. And not that I wish that on any man, woman, or
fast money always comes with slow problems, guys. Every fucking time.
Otherwise, in this world, I can just kind of read the tea leaves that are out there. And so now, Adrien Broner is being sued for sexual battery and assault over alleged incidents involving a woman he met during a previous streaming run. Now, I do want to make a few things clear before everybody starts just running with narratives and everything. One, this is a civil lawsuit. Two, these are allegations. There is nothing yet to be proven at all. We don't know when or what will happen exactly next. But when you read the details of the lawsuit, this environment is exactly what we've been talking about. Alcohol, women being bought on stream, sexual comments becoming content, and Adrien Broner being encouraged to act without boundaries because his unpredictability brought in views. No, we didn't predict this specific allegation. We predicted this environment could not continue without eventually creating some sort of serious problem. And just when it looked like Adrien Broner and Dean the Great were about to change right in the middle of their marathon, it seems as though that past has come back to haunt them. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It's going to go. Woman claims that Adrien Broner invited her and her friends to an after.
The fact that this thing has to go around throwing ice on shorties, man, I don't know if what he thought. He thought the ice was going to, what, calm her down? Make her slide easy? What are you we have to approach the situation with no jokes, Seth. Come on. This girl got really hurt by this situation. There's defamation. Her character was attacked on stream. Come on, man. Listen, yes, we have to give people the benefit of the doubt, but also the environments that people are putting themselves into also plays a big part. As they say in French, the milieu in which you hang around with, the entourage, the people you surround yourself with, always matters. You think I would let my little sister go hang around with fucking Dean the Great and Ting? No. It's vile. Plus play, nigga.
Party on June 2nd. She alleged that Adrien Broner encouraged her to drink and continued pressuring her schmexually after she repeatedly refused. The lawsuit alleges that Adrien Broner then exposed himself, i.e. took his pants down and something like that to show his children, and attempted to force schmexual contact by grabbing her.
Bro, Adrien, hey, I get it. You've been down bad for the last 10 years, nigga. Now you're back. It's okay. Know how to act, though. I don't care what kind of money niggas think they got. You're just gonna reveal yourself, nigga?
And moving her hand. It also describes a June 8th incident connected to a live stream residence. The woman claims Adrien Broner pressured her again and later humiliated her during the live stream. That humiliation, and tell me if you've seen this before, was him dumping ice water on her.
Sorry. Adrien.
Sorry, did you guys see that? All right, let's go back just a little bit.
Bro, seen this before, was him dumping ice water on her.
Sorry. Adrien. Bro. Bitch, you gonna suck some dick? You gonna run on this?
Now, I get it. For the clip, because this is the thing with all these niggas, bro. It's the clip and everything, dude. Everything for them is a clip. Everything for them, oh, it's a moment. Create the moment, bro. But some of these staged moments or these, like, outlandish moments that you guys are doing, come on, man, that's wild.
It hasn't been confirmed yet if the video that I just played is specifically the moments that are being referred to in the lawsuit, but looks like it's walking like a duck and talking like a duck, at least from here. Dean the Great is also reportedly named over statements he allegedly made to the woman to his audience. Now again, all of this is alleged. This is just what's been filed in the lawsuit. Adrien Broner has yet to respond to any of those things. You actually saw his response in real time to finding out that he was being sued.
There's somebody suing me for sexual battery.
And we also don't know if this will elevate to some sort of additional non-civil charges based off of an investigation that's happening. But
for someone who's under fire, he's really playing it off like, is it, man? This thing needs to chill out.
We do know is that this one is just a little bit different than the other times in which Adrien Broner has found himself in some sort of legal situation or some sort of controversy. This isn't some apology that he can do on stream and promise that he will get better. Hell, this isn't even something that happened off camera and that people, can kind of just say he say, she say type situation. This is something that was allegedly caught on camera because that's going to be hard to, kind of skate around and get around. And then now the evidence that we're talking about,
even if it just takes that as a hit, that alone, there's already video proof of it, bro. That's a bag. That's a bag. Like that's a bag. That's an open shut case by any lawyer, bro. And the fact that it's on live, it's not even like they might have done it. No, nigga, you're cooked.
About that would make this lawsuit really stick is ultimately the behavior that made the content engaging. All in all, we can't say whether the allegations are true or false.
You gonna suck some dick? You gonna run on this?
But we can say that Adrien Broner was repeatedly placing himself inside an environment where serious trouble became more likely every time the cameras got turned on.
No. I'm a germaphobe.
God. And this is the thing. The thing is, like, a lot of young niggas watch these guys stream thinking that the stuff that they're doing is cool because they're hanging around with shorties and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, bro, this is never cool for anybody to do. Ever.
Oh my God.
We've been pretty much chronicling it this whole time, but if you look back, AB's unpredictability was the reason that the partnership between him and Dean the Great became so popular. The more intoxicated and unfiltered Adrien Broner became, the more viral the moments from the stream produced. Drinking was no longer this private problem that they had. It became a part of the entertainment. Women were constantly being...
First of all, we have to take into consideration, let's throw it up for Adrien Broner for being able to consume all the alcohol he did and survive. Mind you, he probably would have got cirrhosis of the liver if this continued, but I think the run was short enough that the man was able to do what he's doing, and then now he's doing the 45-day stream where he's cleaning himself out. So, if you guys have to destroy yourselves for views, I think it's the dumbest thing ever, but to each their own.
Brought in and around while Adrien Broner was drinking and behaving impulsively. And I think everyone and their mother kind of felt the schmexual and uncomfortable moments and interactions. And it was nasty because an old adage kept being used that, this was all for content. It was all for the cameras.
Wait. You gotta go.
I thought you was gonna watch a movie.
But I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. And again, I've been in some of these environments before where we've had to cast for certain people to be on shoots and streams and all this other stuff like that. Just because you sign up to be on a stream doesn't mean that you signed up to subject yourself to.
This is true. What he's saying is true. So yes, unfortunately, the situations in which they put themselves, if you look at previous streams, it's like you kind of know what you're getting into. But of course, no one should ever have to go into a situation willy-nilly just accepting to be assaulted in any kind of way. I think everyone has their own, like, their right to privacy and their right to be able to just be in an environment where they're not being, I guess, sort of bombarded and constantly being, I guess, in a way, like, I hate to use, they're not really being hit on. Can't say that. So yeah, everyone has a right to a safe space, and these guys, unfortunately, don't know what it means to have a safe space. Hey, if this is how y'all niggas get hoes, sure. But it's not right.
Do these gropes and grabs and other stuff like that. Now, again, this does not mean that we predicted this specific allegation in this lawsuit, and it also doesn't mean that any of the old clips prove that this woman's claims are actually correct. So based off what we're looking at in this Chud the Builder case, it probably used social media to help build a character for who Adrien Broner is, let alone the other incident that he found himself in just a few years ago. Allegation itself was not inevitable, but when alcohol, schmexualized content, and non-existent boundaries repeatedly collide on live stream, serious consequences begin feeling inevitable. The frustrating part about this is that Adrien Broner and Dean appeared to realize this themselves, and they went on this whole new marathon journey. And it looked like an attempt to replace all the nonsense that they were doing in their previous content with something more healthy, more wholesome, and ultimately less schmexualized. The Locked In Marathon launched a 45-day attempt to rebuild Adrien Broner and prepare
It's still on. It's still on. It's still happening.
both men for their boxing fights coming up in the fall. It appeared to be the complete opposite of everything that they had been displaying on stream. Now, I don't know if this was because they truly have a fight coming up. I don't know if it's because xCephasx told them, hey man, you got to clean that stuff up.
That's some real shit though. Hide the liquor from this nigga, bro. No liquor, no lust, no nothing. Take these denies right here. Look at them. And I'm going to be hawking to see if it's changed.
I don't even know if it's because, maybe they knew that these lawsuits would be coming down. Who really knows? But ultimately, the alcohol, the partying, the women were no longer supposed to be the main attraction of it all. And Adrien Broner became this person protecting the warehouse from distractions.
We need to stick to the plan and do everything. We doing everything, right? Only thing we not doing is eating. Look, this is why we still got guts. This shit is full of food. We gotta eat our preps. We gotta eat our meal preps, Ding.
He woke up everyone. He monitored the food that people were eating and treated the marathon like a real training camp, like the old AB days.
Better stay asleep, gang. You better keep resting. Do you want to wake up or not? Yo, take all these waters, man. Take these waters back, man. Come on, go 7. Let's go. Half them out, y'all. Half them out, man. Let's go. Come on, boy. Come on.
When Dean invited women, Adrien Broner became angry because they were supposed to be focusing on boxing.
Is we gonna train? No, we not training.
Okay. Hey, that's one way to kind of change the image up, for sure. That's one way to change the image up. But damn, I don't know. I don't think all those ideas are kind of, I don't think they're working.
Training. I think pulling up with a bunch of girls.
Okay, it's 2. I got an hour. I got an hour to get here. You train at 3. So we training after this interview?
Dean was so conditioned to Adrien Broner's previous behaviors that when he saw him preparing a cup of ice, he thought it was alcohol.
Hey, gang.
Well,
What you making that with though?
don't matter.
What you gonna put in the cup though?
What you mean? Get off my back, bitch ass nigga.
What's in the cup, nigga?
Ice.
What you gonna put in the ice?
Last time I checked, you was 29.
And for once, they both seemed to figure out what it took to not only make it in boxing, but also what it took to make it in streaming for a long career. For what it's worth, I think that the world as a whole was thanking them for turning this new leaf. At the end of the day, it looked like the path that they were going down would ultimately be positive. Now, I don't think that any of this stuff disproves the potential serious allegations of what's going on in the lawsuit. And I also don't think that the lawsuit should make us negate that, hey, there's been some sort of reform or transformation that these fellas are going on. I just probably wouldn't go as far as to cry about it. And so this is what makes the timing of the lawsuit so important. While viewers were watching Adrien Broner build a new version of himself, consequences connected to previous streams were still moving towards him. The most beautiful thing about social media is that it allows you to almost overnight change your image and how you are perceived online. The audience sees Adrien Broner and Dean the Great training and eating correctly and rejecting alcohol. So now it feels
It feels as though all the things that they did in the past to get to this point aren't there. But it's like, you still have to understand, they're still the same niggas, bro. Behind closed door, they're still doing this. The image that they're portraying is not necessarily that much different from who they actually are, right? It's not that different.
feels like a new chapter has finally begun.
Hey, B, let's go.
Bro, I'm sweating out straight liquor.
But the thing about legal consequences is that they move much slower than the content cycle. Something that allegedly happened in June can become public after the person appears completely different in July. And now Adrien Broner can't use his newfound discipline and this new angle that he's taking on life as a way to prove that this woman's allegations are 100% false. And at the same time, the lawsuit doesn't automatically prove that this transformation is false. Genuine progression.
But the perception that the society now has is that, right? So I don't know how they're going to do the legal proceedings and everything, but I think, yes, the things that happened in the past and how they were being portrayed, terrible. Maybe the fight is real, but this is definitely a PR play to make it, to give the perception as though the character of this person isn't what this lady is saying, right? This allows the ability to sort of counteract that. Now, how much of this content can they really use against this case? I don't know.
And accountability can exist at the same time. And AB might truly regret the lifestyle he was living and still have to answer for what allegedly happened during it. And don't get it twisted, because I've always been about accountability. That does not mean Dean the Great is getting off scot-free and all this. It's all fun and games while the views are going up, the money's going up, you're getting connected with all these people, this, that, and the third and the fourth, and you're creating an environment for a man that is toxic, addicted, and all these other things. And this is the scary part about content creation. The things that we are not supposed to see, some of those real life things, can be some things that get you the most views. And when you try to blur those lines, then oftentimes somebody will come and clear it right up for you.
Exactly. That's why I always tell y'all niggas, man, leave the IRL streaming to those niggas, man. Most of y'all don't need to be IRL streaming. Most people don't need to be IRL streaming because most people's lives don't need to be on blast. It just does not. It just doesn't. Okay? Oh, don't. No, 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 no. Okay. Sweet. 1 second. Let's do, what do we got next here? Boom. Why the new entry isn't grinding at parties? Hold on. Yeah, I think we just... Yeah, I think we already just done that. No, the AB situation with the clips and stuff. I don't think there's anything else that we can get from it. But you know what? I like to milk everything for views. That's good.
He just landed a crazy overhand right on the chin of Adrien Broner in the middle of the lock-in-a-thon that features Adrien Broner and Dean the Great. We get a real-time reaction to AB receiving news that he is being sued for alleged sexual battery. All of this alleged activity took place on various live streams, and I wouldn't be worthy of the name Just Clips if I didn't have every clip that is relevant to this case. So buckle up and let's get right into it.
Okay.
Why they spamming TMZ?
They don't got regular range. What the fuck happened?
Hey, what's TMZ? Why they spamming TMZ, gang?
You on TMZ?
Huh?
You on TMZ?
Why they spamming it? Hey, production, why they spamming TMZ?
We on TMZ?
Is your niggas
I don't think they
not-
would be spamming like that if it was good.
That shit don't make no sense. Who's suing me? Now somebody's suing me. Can't make this shit up. Now I'm being sued. Hilarious.
All right, so on a side note, I got a Google notification yesterday night.
First, like, this is why they're talking about the whole situation, if whether it's the old character of him can be used now because of the cleanup that they've done. But I think you can't clean up bad PR like this, bro. Not to this extent. I think something's gonna happen. Remember back in 2019, I think it was, he also caught another charge with assault with a lady. He had to pay over $700,000. So this is not like a new thing for this nigga, bro. There's a thing this nigga that happens to this nigga.
That Amber Rose won a lawsuit against some company because like a chandelier dropped on her head or some wild shit like that. But it's not Amber Rose that's suing Adrien Broner, even though she probably easily could sue him as well if she wanted to. It's people are speculating on who it is. At the time of them doing this live
It's this lady named Hannah Saint. That's who it is.
reaction to the TMZ news, neither Dean or AB knows who it is, even though there's a name in the article. They don't remember these girls' names. But I know exactly what it is. I knew the moment that I saw this take place exactly who it was. Well, really, the moment that I read the TMZ article, which I'll be doing throughout this video as well. And as I read, the corresponding clips will be played after, or have whatever. She was kind of a capaholic house as well. So yeah, let's get back to the breaking news moment where it went from good vibes, a bunch of overly loud music, he's in the warehouse, and then the vibe.
Let me check the story.
Said somebody suing me for sexual battery.
That's why you beat somebody?
I don't know.
They just make up shit, man. They be saying bullshit. Internet of food, though, boy. Huh? Know what I mean? He beat somebody for the pussy.
That's what it sounds like, huh?
Oh, don't tell me that's the one.
He beat somebody for the pussy. Is crazy.
When me and Ray J was playing.
But it was on what's the date?
Why you gotta watch the bitch?
That was last what? Was that in Miami?
Huh?
Watch the bitch who come around.
June 2nd.
Why you be on that NDA?
Yeah, no, for sure.
All right, so this alleged incident did not take place in Miami. It was in Los Angeles while they were still in that Encino mansion, the one with the stairs right behind their computer setup. It was their first marathon. It was supposed to be a 7-day marathon. They ended up extending it to 30 days. They went to Miami in the middle of it and then came back to LA, I believe, at some point. But no, it had nothing to do with him and Ray J playing around. It's actually a shame that as soon as allegations come out, that AB's mind can start spinning and thinking of other occurrences that have...
Yeah, that means that this is a problem. This is what I always tell y'all niggas, man. Fast money has slow problems, bro. These niggas live fast. Live fast. That's their whole thing. Move fast, get the girls fast, get the money fast, everything coming, everything's gone. Okay? It's not a problem, okay? I'm a numbers guy, PBD, all right? The problem is that it has slow problems. You're just moving so quickly, you don't realize to count your steps, and next thing you know, lawsuits are coming out left and right, and you forget even who the shorty is, and you start naming other instances that could have possibly been. That's crazy. When you start naming other instances that have nothing to do with the case, that says a lot more about these guys than you guys think.
Nothing to do with the occurrence that's being reported. And, this is really to no one's surprise, because I could probably put together an hour-long compilation of all the different times where it's like, that could lead to allegations, buddy. It's kind of just one of those things that reoccurs in their content. But yeah, so let's get into exactly why I believe these allegations, honestly, not even believe. I 100% know these allegations are coming from the one they call Evil Angel Reese. And the following moments where I'm going to link up the further ado. Corresponding, he invited her. In the lawsuit obtained by TMZ, Saint says she got too drunk to drive home, and she took Broner up on an offer to stay at the home where the after party took place. Now, I don't have a lot of footage from this exact night, from the June 2nd night, but I do have some because I did a live stream covering how it was.
My family is watching.
So here they are.
Disrespect me on camera, bro.
No.
My family is watching.
So here they are coming down the stairs after allegedly doing the deed. I had to mute most of this and just talk because there's a lot of music playing. But here you go. Let's hear some dialogue.
Oh, so you gonna give her my...
This nigga has fucking... Why does he have drool all over his shirt? Jeez.
I made sure she was good.
All right, and so while looking back through my old screen recordings on one of my mini hard drives, all right, the dates match up. The date for this screen recording that I have was June 3rd, 2026. I believe she arrived at...
This nigga is screen recording the whole entire... everything. Yo, he's got it. Man. Yo, shout out to Just Clips, man. He's really putting in the work, dog.
The house while it was still June 2nd. AB and Dean streams, they usually get cracking around 9 p.m. Pacific time. So pretty late in the evening. And I would assume that's about when this stream, got cracking, where the girls started getting there and all that stuff. Or the after party portion in this case, right? But anyways, so that little handsy situation, we're going to revisit that again just a little bit, like a quick fit. The room on it right now. But this clip happened before he crashed first.
Get out.
And I'm going to put you out the right way.
So put me out.
No,
put
pack your shit.
Okay.
Pack your shit.
Okay, I will. Wait, what? Where was it? What? Stupid, I fucking asked for your face.
Who the fuck you keep calling stupid?
You.
Take that out your fucking vocabulary. No, you got more shit to get.
What?
You got more shit to get.
What?
Take the bed with you
Your
too.
vocabulary is hilarious.
Take the bed with you too. Grab the bed.
Take everything
Bitch,
with
grab
you.
the bed.
How do I grab the bed?
Grab the whole fucking bed.
You can have that.
No, hell
You
nah.
wanna fuck other bitches? That's cool, bro.
No,
But when
nah.
I do it, it's a problem. When I do it, it's a problem. When I do it, it's a problem.
Oh, no, why you doing it? Why you doing it? Why you like...
All right, so they're pretty much
Don't fuck other niggas.
arguing about, him fornicating or pre-fornicating with Miss Havana, with Evil Angel Reese. All right. And courtesy of A1 Day One Clipping, we got to respect his clipping. All right. Because I was able to quickly scroll through his Instagram and find all of the supporting clips that we need for all of the timeline makes sense to where I know.
The crazy thing about this is like, yo, if these niggas can get the fucking, like, this nigga is just a YouTuber. What about a lawyer or niggas in the jury? They can just find information so quickly. God, it's not gonna look good, but that's what I'm saying. I don't. This whole thing about the 60-day marathon stream, the 60-day thing, it's supposed to like clean up the image. Nigga, how are you gonna clean up the image when we can literally just go back for months on months and just find all this footage of like niggas just doing absolute debauchery, treating women with absolutely no respect.
100% that Havana Saint is in fact evil Angel Reese. It all matches the timeline that is being reported. So here is another kind of walk of shame moment the morning after, where AB, one of his lines is, "I want to wake up next to you." And apparently they woke up next to each other, all right?
Okay. Stop, bro. I don't want to. Don't be disobedient. I don't play that. Come here. Come here.
What's happening right now, bro?
Don't be shy. Don't be coming shy now. Come on. Let's go, bro.
What the fuck? Yo, nigga, this is hard to watch. Damn.
Fucking munch, bro. Sick in the head, cuz. Here.
See?
All right. So that's, the morning after. You see the energy is not really being reciprocated from, the person bringing about the allegations. Now, we go on to the next slide. Saint says she told Broner no multiple times, adding that she told him she was not interested in men and stated that she preferred women.
Let me tell you something, cuz. These shorties out here, man. Listen, if a shorty's ever telling you, yo, I'm going through a celibacy phase, that's because she was a hoe. If she ever tells you, oh, I only like girls, I don't like boys, she's not that into you. These are the things that you have to understand. You have to understand women's lingo, okay? They will deceptively tell you the truth, and that's what you need to take into consideration, because a lot of them will be like, their whole thing is being POC, right? Politically correct. So they'll never really go out of their way to hurt your feelings. They'll always tell you something that is clearly a lie, but it gets the point across. Oh, I'm married. I have a boyfriend. I'm this. It's like, no. What you have to understand is, the better looking you are, the more you can get away with. Not saying to do what AB does, but the more you can kind of say to a girl without being labeled a creep. Anyway, let's jump back into the video.
Despite his alleged conduct, Saint says she went back to the house the following day, June 3rd, at which time she says Broner expressed his anger that the two had not been intimate the previous night.
Well, this is just all about a nigga trying to get some poom and he couldn't?
She says she again informed Broner that she was not interested in men. At times during this incident, Saint admits,
bro, this nigga's getting handsy.
She was laughing, but only as a way to conceal fear and discomfort. Damn near the only thing that was, forgotten to be mentioned there was the snatching of the Cheetos that led to a little shove. But yeah, so there's that. But now another thing that lines up with what's being reported by TMZ. On June 8th, Saint says she went to a separate live stream content residence in Los Angeles County, California, where she says she ran into Broner again. She says she became intoxicated and then Broner physically pulled or dragged her from the house and pursued her to come with him to his Encino home. Once there, Saint says Broner again pressured her to have intercourse with him, which she says she again declined. She says she and her friend stayed at Broner's house that night, and in the morning, she was doused with ice water by Broner while on a live stream. She says this act caused her humiliation and emotional
distress. That's fair. Listen, all these claims that she's claiming, it could be valid, bro. Because looking from these clips now, it's like, yeah, we can laugh. At the moment, we're all laughing, right? At the moment, we're all laughing. It's humorous. But then when you realize that, it's like, yo, behind the jokes and behind the laughter and the underlying deep underbelly of the whole situation, That's somebody's daughter, somebody's sister, man, and she's being completely harassed and humiliated on stream. So at the end of the day, you still have to have compassion, you know? I know, guys, I know, but you still have to have compassion, all right? You get it, man, you know? It's like, hoes will be hoes, but sometimes it is. You know what I mean? Sometimes it is a situation, bro. It's very serious. You know, I hope she gets what what she's looking for. If she needs a payout or whatever, I hope the case gets resolved, and then hopefully these niggas stop moving the way they're moving. All right. Well,
the new generation.
Let's get into this. Apparently, okay, guys. As we move from the Adrien Broner case into something a little bit less crazy. The new generation, they don't grind anymore. I don't know what that means. So
doesn't come across this situation maybe as soon as we did.
Sex.
But what was it like the first time that you grinded on a dance floor?
Oh, shit.
They don't dance like that? It's apparently not as often of a recurring thing.
Do they even dance anymore? Let me tell a story real quick.
So let's get it.
My school went viral in like the year 2001.
Damn,
nigga, you old.
I'm sorry.
Rancho Bernardo High School, shout out Broncos. They went viral because our vice principal at the time, she like was making girls who were going to the dance pull up their skirts to see if they had thongs on.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Is that SA?
Yeah. And
that's crazy.
You don't need to pull up skirts. You just need to pull down the waistband a little bit.
Hey, you had sex before. So, but that's what I'm saying, where it was so crazy that
what the fuck?
She did that it went like it made the news, and like
I feel like I heard about that story.
Nationwide news story. It was huge story.
I kind of remember that.
She got fired because of it, and like it was a whole stink. And then they like were really trying to monitor freak dancing, and she thought that like the best way to do that was to make sure girls weren't wearing thongs. They were wearing like regular granny panties or whatever. Yeah.
You know, most schools all they did was say you need space. That's it.
That was Cisco Thong Song era though. So
it was Cisco Thong Song era.
You got to give her credit. You got to give her credit.
She was just following the money. Where the money at? No, I don't really think we really had I didn't really go to school dances in like middle school and stuff. I went to school dances really never, actually. The only time I ever went to a school dance was one time. It was like a prom party thing. Like a prom dance party thing. That's the only time I ever went. And then I saw that the grinding stuff happening. But I was so fresh and so blue-eyed and, you know, completely oblivious to this sexual underbelly of high school dancing that it really didn't happen until later, and like started going to the clubs and stuff, and then it just became a familiar thing. But in high school, it was like I was looking at all my fellow peers and students being like, oh my God, what are you guys doing? What's going on?
The biggest thing in the world.
So cool.
She thought the evil was the underwear, though.
Yeah, to think that that's the thing that
not the actual act, you know.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was some shit.
But isn't that like looking for knives before people go into a club? For her, it was.
This is not a rhetorical question. I'm not implying anything. I'm just genuinely curious, though. Like, doesn't it all start with the music? Like, we had nothing but freak music.
Yeah.
Grinding, thong, song, literally grind on me. Or like freakily, like,
baby, when we grind.
It was the whole thing versus the music today is what? I'm just genuinely asking, do they have that culture?
Well, you actually are the only one that goes clubbing. So like, how do they dance?
Then 99% is EDM.
Really?
At the club,
they don't grind on EDM, right?
Unless you're specifically going to a hip hop club.
Like
if you go to a hip hop club, I swear 50% of the music is from 10 years ago anyway.
Really?
Still, they're still playing old
music.
And
I know that people are doing it. Like if I go to a club, I'll see it, but that's not Gen Z. That's fucking my gen still.
Yeah. Also,
that's old people
like
still
that?
grinding.
Even when you see footage of like fucking NAMS parties, they're doing that shit, but they're older. Yeah, they're not like.
Yeah, I just don't think it's.
Damn, that's crazy. So the only niggas that are there at the club now grinding on each other are old people? Oh, that's funny enough. When I went to the Tipsy Barrel, guess who was doing the grinding things? It was the older ladies. Oh my God, the dancing. We've created a dichotomy of dancing styles. If you want to know if you're a fucking boomer, you're grinding. Oh, fuck. Oh, God. Take a hit. But this is what these new kids don't understand. Grinding is like, you meet the girl, you talk to her. You guys maybe exchange a couple pleasantries. Maybe if you're one of those fugazi niggas, you buy her a drink, but most likely you don't. You have your drink. then after the little bit of intro conversation, you naturally lead her to the dance floor, right? Then you guys can grind. Then the grinding can turn into making out. And then from the making out, you can move so many bases by grinding. Or you're already on the dance floor dancing, and then she and her friends get closer to you. Like it was a form of natural selection. The girl they come to you, you pick them, you dance with them. It advanced things so quickly. By the time the club is over and ready to go, you guys have already hit so many bases. Taking her back to the crib is a slam dunk. Now I don't know how you niggas fucking make anything move, bro.
In the music, and I feel like the music is the thing that.
Tell me the kids don't grind anymore.
How are we gonna be more lewd than them?
I think they've got other ways of bumping uglies. Like they have a completely different sexualized culture.
Do they try?
Yeah, the new sexual culture of these new kids, bro, is sleep with one night stand, get sloppy and nasty that night. They like that. For me, I'm like, ew, that's gross, dude. I don't even know who the fuck you are. Why am I gonna slop you right now? Because the problem with the one night stand, especially with this new generation, is like, to them it's like, oh, they're so busy. Bitch, you ain't busy worth shit. It's just, I just want to get smashed and banged out today. If you give them any sort of respect by any means, they actually are so deterrent of that, they run away from it. The idea of treating them with respect and taking a girl out on a date and thing, they will avoid that. They will avoid the guy that wants to treat them with respect and date them, and they will go more towards like the nigga that just wants to get sloppy and nasty with them tonight and then not talk to them again. You bitches are putting your pussy through a lot of miles, man.
Still? We're already just going straight to sex. Maybe that's what it is.
In high school, we didn't even have smartphones that were sending digital pictures.
Problem.
Where they're in a generation of like OnlyFans and like Snapchat.
But having a boner and getting ass cheeks smothered on it was one of the best things on earth.
I get it, but that's like us being like telling the kids to go outside and play versus stare at your phone. That's true.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
No, it's crazy to see a chick in the wild and then go, I could just Google her butthole right now.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I don't need to talk to her. I'll just Google her butthole. You think it's kind of like, what are you guys doing? Fucking dry.
Notfans.com if you ever want to see leaked OF videos, man, for free. Anyway,
by humping, I get laid, and then we're like, oh, I guess.
But we know they're not getting laid statistically.
A part of the reason is that I think clubs, parties in general, people.
Right, yeah, and statistically it's true. They aren't getting laid. Their numbers are so low. Fuck.
Do less stuff because they're always being recorded.
I agree with that too.
That's one of the things that if you do anything, someone's gonna go like this.
Yeah, but Anthony thinks that fuck hammers are sick.
Out of context, you have to explain the bit.
Walk through us, Anthony. What was it like the first time you grinded on the dance floor?
And can we just not do an hour-long podcast about this? Just the first
30 seconds, you're already making it longer than it is. Have you ever grinded, by the way?
Hell no.
But who told you how to do it? Who taught you how to do it?
Dude, the music and music videos.
What?
How'd you know that it was your moment to do it for the first time?
You just kind of knew if the vibe was right. And the best thing is like, that's how you kind of know if like a girl can, if she can really get it. Because the rhythm, they gotta have rhythm to the thing nice. And you can match her rhythm. And then if you want, then you can take, anyway, I'm gonna get to a whole fucking TikTok. All right. Let's get this video done because like I wanted to go out tonight too. So fuck.
Okay, first of all, I just
you saw there was no conflict.
Anthony's being a mayor. I'll tell you when I first discovered.
Thank you. Non-politic.
We don't need a presidential candidate in here.
You didn't literally fucking start.
In 7th grade, this girl was in front of me at a dance. I had a boner.
He's being a mayor right now. Okay, I say cock. You say boner. I say
my hard 12-year-old cock felt way better when we were closer. So we just started trying to make a fire.
Wow.
Because you just felt so good that your body just took over.
He's saying girl, but he meant pole.
You niggas you took it so far. Why did you have to take it there? Anyway, the new generation isn't grinding. The statistics for male loneliness are nothing but increasing. Everything is getting worse, but you always have to look to the positive because I truly believe that it's not as bad as they say it is. It can't be that bad. It really can't be. But it's true. Everything these days is like EDM music. Grind on me, baby girl, now don't you leave. I wanna be with you. The problem I have with bars though is like, last time I went to the bar, like actually trying to get faded and I couldn't. It's like they put water in their alcohol or something.
We're never getting it.
It's like, geez. Okay, guys, finally it's time for me to speak on this situation, all right? Hey, gang, let's get into this. Finally, I'm going to speak on the situation. I'll be able to speak on it. This is the, whatever the case here. What is this? Let's go. Tom, why you gotta leave your wife, nigga?
You're in it, at least until our kids are grown. Not fucking happening, Segura. We're in it for life. You hear me?
So,
I am not doing this to my kids ever. You hear me?
what do we do?
They're not
what do we do
becoming
if there's
stand-ups.
problems?
Pretend like we're not. Oh my God, pretend like we're happy forever.
Well, you better start
20
eating my
years.
scrum.
Babe, I'm
This always started because he wouldn't eat her ass. That's fair. Don't be a hater, Christina.
already getting implants. I'm already getting the chest tats, the neck tats.
So by now, you've probably seen the news that Tom Segura and Christina P. are officially getting a divorce, which of course came as a huge surprise to absolutely no one. I mean, what are the odds that the self-entitled multimillionaire comedian who seems to be having a full-blown midlife crisis decides to split from his wife and the mother of his 2 kids right after losing a bunch of weight and landing an Emmy nomination? Like, what a completely unpredictable and shocking turn of events.
No, okay. Sometimes people can stay with the first wife before they glow up, okay? This is clearly a glow up moment, and he's just trying to, just trying to take advantage of it. But was it at the right time? I don't know if there's ever a right time to leave the wife.
But being that neither of them have officially addressed it on their podcasts yet, since according to Christina, the podcasts currently coming out were filmed in advance, fans of the show have begun digging up old clips trying to figure out what may have led to their divorce. And surprise, surprise, folks, everything points to this most likely being Tom's fault. I mean, for starters, Tom's basically never at home. Like, he's essentially been doing his year-round comedy tour across the world for a super long time, which was clearly a huge issue with them that they were dealing with behind the scenes.
Okay, you have 2 kids. How old?
Yep.
6 and 4. Okay, so this is like almost like abusive, right? How much he tours?
Yeah. It's horrible.
And that's an issue. Is that an issue?
Bro, okay. I understand that everybody wants to flip the script and say that it's the man's fault and he's always going to be at fault, right? This is what they're always going to say. But unfortunately, I have to side with Tom Segura on this thing. You have to understand the amount of time that it took this nigga to get to his position right now. You have to. If this is the follies of his mindset that now he wants a new wife, come on, man. You can't front. You can't harp on the guy for working so hard to achieve what he's achieving and then get mad at him for what he wants out of his life, right? We always side with the women and say, oh, blah, blah, blah. If the woman was to leave and do this exact same thing, we'd be championing it. Come on, guys. Let's not be hypocritical.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And what will you talk about it?
Oh, on air, on the show? No, but in private, yeah.
Yeah.
It's horrible. It's
Let the nigga work, man. Fuck.
terrible.
Okay, how old are the kids again?
4 and 6.
Wait.
Yeah.
Okay. 4 and 6.
You like your fucking life, Christina?
There you go. You see?
So Tom Segura constantly being out of the house while on his comedy tour was definitely a huge issue for them, but they were clearly making it work, since Christina tours a lot too, and they both have super busy schedules as comedians. Therefore, fans are starting to think that a
Is that the new wife?
bigger, more glaringly obvious reason as to why they may have split is actually pretty simple. Like, Tom Segura, over the past year or so, has gotten in incredible shape and has been really trying hard to become like the next big comedy movie star, I guess. Like, it seems like this guy truly wants to be the next Will Ferrell at the ripe age of 47. So he's somehow...
Ageism is a bitch. Do not box anybody in based on age. Allow people to achieve and do things at whatever time God wants them to do it. This is the time God gave him. He has literally an alley-oop moment. And you guys are going to say, oh, because he's 47, he spent a lot. Shut the fuck up, nigga.
Become even more self-absorbed than he already was, as he's really trying to become the actor that he's...
This video is so one-sided, man. This nigga is a fucking... Who is the guy whose channel we're watching this video on? This nigga is so one-sided, bro. American Redact. Yeah, well, guess what, American Redact? How about redact yourself? Because it's so, like, you can clearly see that this nigga is a hater.
He's always wanted to be. And he's admitted that this has been his biggest dream all along. Like, when he first moved to Los Angeles, he actually didn't want to pursue stand-up comedy at all.
Sometimes you have to remind yourself, like, of what your dream, like your original dream, you know? And my dream when I moved to LA had nothing to do with stand-up. I never thought of stand-up. Not to say that I don't love doing stand-up today. I'm in love with stand-up. But I moved to LA because I was like, oh, I want to do movies.
So being that Tom was recently nominated for an Emmy, which he of course submitted the $300 submission for by himself, I think it's safe to assume now that Tom Segura is the most insufferable, egotistical version of himself. I mean, this guy is really LARPing as some sort of struggling artist these days, and he even has an entire Instagram page dedicated to his quote-unquote photography, which is of course filled with some of the worst shots imaginable. I mean, this dude really bought a $20,000 camera and thought that
This is the problem with a lot of niggas, man. When people start to step outside the box and start to do other creative things, people want to LARP on them.
Qualified him as a professional photographer. So when you combine that with the fact that he's totally slimmed down, you can kind of see how his life just totally revolves around himself, even more so than before.
The most I ever weighed was 265.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
And what do you now?
187.
That's insane.
Yeah, so it's like, what, 80 pounds? I feel so much better. Of course. I'm lifting 4 days a week.
Wow.
The other difference, the big difference is that I dialed in, not with croissants, but I've dialed in my nutrition a lot more. Like I eat 4 times a day now. And I'm on top of my macros. You know what I mean? Things I've never done before.
Why do you eat 4 times a day?
This nutritionist just gave me this plan, and I've been just doing it.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I eat 50 grams of protein at each of those 4 different meals.
Like this dude probably eats all his meals by himself and probably even turned down the family dinners the rare times that he'd be at home with his family in order to achieve this Joe Rogan TRT peptide physique. So by all means, this dude probably sees his trajectory in Hollywood and now wants to chase around the 20-something-year-old OF models instead of honorably being a married man. Like nothing.
Right, and do you know how many niggas are playing the same playbook? He's just under the scrutiny because it's happening to him right now. But Leo's been playing the same playbook forever. It's like, oh, just because I married my first wife when I was a lumpy piece of shit, and now I'm fit and I have lots of money and I've worked really hard for my success, I'm not allowed to have a beautiful young wife. I have to stay with this schlob. Come on. Have some respect for a nigga's grind, dog.
Really screams midlife crisis more than a picture of skinny Tom Segura in 2026. So when you combine that with him never being home, a lot of people actually speculate that Tom's been cheating on Christina P for a very long time. Of course, these are just theories made by fans desperately waiting for Christina to break her silence and expose Tom on her podcast.
All right. This is not a bad photo. We could use this as a thumbnail in it. We could use this as a thumbnail, baby. Let me use this as a dummy.
But it is awfully suspicious how even his own best friend, Bert Kreischer, thought that Tom was cheating on Christina way back in 2023, which came after Tom didn't show up at the premiere of Bert's big movie, The Machine. Like, that was super out of character of Tom, and it led Bert to think about how he might actually be cheating on his wife.
What?
Tommy, dude, can I tell you the move of the year?
Give me the move.
So, Tom doesn't reply. Hey, man, are you going to make it to the premiere? Please tell me you're making it to the premiere. No reply. I then call him, and he's like, hey, man, I can't make it. And I go, and I told Rogan, Tom's cheating on Christina. I was like, something's going on, man. Like, he was acting so fucking weird.
Yeah.
Because it's just off. It's out of character, out of integrity from him.
Yeah.
And so I was talking to Rogan the other night, and he's like, how's everything going? You know, Rogan sometimes can get that inside vibe from you.
Yeah.
I go, something's going on with Tommy. He goes, wait, what's going on? I said, I don't know, man. I can't track it, but he's not coming to my premiere. And Rogan's like, whoa. He's not coming to the premiere. And I was like, dude. And then you know how like sometimes you sell your buddies under the bus? I was like, he was in Europe for 40 days. He only had like 10
Come on,
jokes.
man.
Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And he's like, wait, what do you think's going on? I go, I think he's cheating on Christina.
He's got a wife over there now.
Yeah, and
He's
then
got that
like,
Swedish wife.
And then he's like, and I go, he's looking good. He's in great shape. He's wearing Gucci everywhere. He's got Rolexes, Porsches.
He smells
But
different.
I would swoop in on Christina if that happened.
So if this were true, then that would totally be grounds for divorce if Christina found out. But I guess we'll just have to wait for that podcast to come out. Until then, that whole thing about Tom cheating is just speculation. And by all means, it could totally be false. What's a little more clear than that, though, is how Tom's always seemed fine about the thought of getting a divorce with Christina. Like, he's been asked a bunch of different times on a slew of different podcasts if he...
Right, so what? You guys are now trying to put 2 and 2 together? The man wants to actually divorce her? Listen, I don't think so, man. I think just let the man make his choices. If he wants to get rid of the broad, she's gone, dude. It's time to level up. Time to get a new one. Who's going to hate on the neighbor getting a new one? Don't hate on a man. A man is only as faithful as his choices. He's only as faithful as his choices. So if the choices he has is very low and he can't do nothing, that's all he's got. But the higher he climbs and the bigger and bigger he gets, the more success he gets, the more he has access to. That's just how the game goes. So don't hate on him. All right. That's it. I don't know what else I could contribute to this video, man. This nigga's biased. It's like he's going to take us down this big rabbit hole. Okay, well, I mean, we don't need
There's a car going down.
videos. What is this? 1.5K views per hour? Or this one here?
I stopped you. Come.
All right. Let's save this one. Let's put this one back. Let's put this one back, girl. I don't know what I did. What you say? Let's put this one back, girl. Let's put what they wanna say. What they wanna say. Let's put this one back, girl. I was just sitting there. I was really okay. Here we go, guys. Let's get into this traffic stop. All right, let's get into this, guys. All right. We already know Mr. Midwest Safety is the best. The Gen Z couple traffic stop keeps getting worse. Let's go.
Tag's been expired since September of 2022.
Oh my.
That's the valid tag for the car?
I haven't got it switched over yet.
Okay. Sir, do you have your license on you? So you do have a license, but you don't have it on you? Okay. And you own the car, ma'am? Okay. Can I have your ID, please?
I don't have it, but I have my ID number.
Okay. Stand by, sir, okay? He doesn't have his ID. You got your notepad on you? You got a notepad on you? What's up? Use the bathroom? I need you to hang out here, okay? Hang out here for me, okay? I just gotta get that.
Wild.
He wants to go to the bathroom, though. Alright, so what's your name?
Garrett.
What?
Garrett.
G-A-R-R-E-T-T. Date of birth?
2000.
2000? You know your social? You don't know your social?
Jeez, how do you not know that, brah? I'm always told to know your social insurance number. 5946897235.
He literally cut it up like 2 weeks ago.
Alright, ma'am, can I see that license plate, please? Thank you. He's a little nervous.
He's a little nervous, the cop said. Damn, these cops really read body language hard, dog. I don't know how this is going to escalate, but something tells me that y'all niggas were about to find out that these two niggas are in some fuck shit, dog.
Hey, Hunter. Stand by, 32 Foxtrot. Hey, no, stay with him. Stay with him. 32 Foxtrot. Yeah, I do. 32 Foxtrot. Just watch him. Come step out of the car for me, please.
For what?
You have a suspended license.
I have a suspended license?
Yes, sir. Step out of the car for me, please.
For what?
Step out of the car for me, bro.
All right, man. I'm taking it. Bro, I have a broke finger, bro. I just have my x-rays and everything, bro.
Wow!
Chill. All right, man. I'm taking it. Bro, I have a broke finger, bro. I just have my x-rays and everything, bro. Chill.
Whoa!
Chill. Y'all beat my ass. They beat my ass.
You tried to run away, dog. Yo, you were gonna leave your bitch there to try to stop. Oh.
They trying to arrest me over a suspended license. They trying to arrest me over a suspended license, bro.
Oh my god.
Okay, man, chill. I'm fighting for the brand. Stop it. Just give me a second to breathe.
Okay, oh my god, nigga. Holy cow, we gotta process this real quick, because this man is yelling. Mans is yelling. Holy cow. This is a lot all at once. Mind you, he did try to run away. When you do that, all they can do is escalate. So if he was really just trying to skirt the suspended license, you should have just stood there, took the ticket. The car would have probably been impounded, and you guys would have been fine. You would have just had to walk home or Uber home, right? That's what I'm thinking. Maybe I'm talking out of pocket here, but trying to skirt like that, and you leave your girl in the car? Nigga, what's your girl gonna do after when she sees you later? What happened at the traffic stop when you ran away? You left me there by myself. Come on, man.
Please, bro. I'm asking you,
Fuck,
please.
this nigga is
I'm gonna
getting
taste
the book.
Get on the
He's getting the book thrown at him, dog.
Yo, chill. Yo,
Doesn't tasing make the body more tense?
Suspended license.
Doesn't the tasing make the body more tense?
I don't have that. I just punched me in the face. He just punched me in the face. Stop pulling. Okay. Stop pulling. Stop. Y'all pulling my wrist. I'm trying to pull him closer.
Right on the belly. Oh my God. When I said Midwest Safety has the sauce, I was not lying, okay?
License, bro. You ran in front of us, dummy. Shut up. He's gonna follow me, Ward. Get back in the car. Get back in your car. Get back in your car. You're going to jail if you get back in the car. Back in the car. Back in the car.
She actually doesn't need to get back in the car because it was a traffic stop. You were in the vehicle. You have to stay in there. You can't just get up and start doing random shit. Come on. You have rights, but you're out of pocket right here. Okay? Let's be real.
Why don't get back in the car?
He has a felony warrant. He has to get a job.
You tried to grab a gun? No, he put his hand on my taser. He told you to get back in the car. No, you're interfering with the investigation. Am I going to jail too? I got a baby in the back too, so if they want to go see other no.
Oh my God.
Next time I tell you, go to jail.
My daughter's right here. My daughter's right there. My daughter's in the car.
We told you a million times.
It's right there.
Give you a million chances.
Somebody report this. My daughter is in the car, and I have the right to stand by the car because of my daughter, bro. My daughter's right there. I can't stand by my.
Oh my fucking God. This is crazy.
I can't! You got my arm!
Get in the car.
What is wrong with you? My daughter's right there, so I have to...
Crazy Fox, I pull him out, he runs from us, so we start fighting. I'm gonna get my lip back! Hey! Stone! Where you go, jerk off? Stupid.
I'm gonna get my lick back? Nigga, how you gonna get a lick back on these niggas? You're gonna get all the officer names on the case? You go clap him up at the fucking crab at the warehouse? You gonna go kidnap police officers, bro? This ain't fucking Haiti, nigga.
Over a suspended license, bro? Over your felony warrant, bro. Over you running, over you trying to grab a fucking taser. I was trying to push it off my back, I wasn't trying to grab it. Over.
Yeah, it's over now, bro. You're there, you're sitting in the ting, you gotta take the L, dog. I'm sorry.
Now you got like 4 felony charges, stupid fucking idiot. I'm gonna get my lip back. Who hit me in the face? Y'all man enough to hit me in the face, take credit for it. I did hit you in the face.
You okay, buddy?
Yeah, he's 32 Foxtrot. Okay. We got him out, he started running, down to the ground, just fighting, kicking. He grabbed one of the guy's tasers, coming out about Leo and Brian.
Okay. Are you injured at all?
You can fucking fight though, right? You can fight with your broken vertebra in your finger.
Are you injured at all?
Okay.
Who else was involved?
Punching me in the face.
Who else was
me,
involved?
Hunter, I forgot
Are you involved?
209 data. Pissed off at me, you're gonna take your racism out on my baby mama? Shut up, you clown. Stop.
While the male suspect is transported to jail, the female's mother is called to the scene to pick up her baby, and she has some choice words for her daughter.
He got pretty aggressive, and actually, we got into a tussle-like match with him and several officers trying to get him back in the vehicle. Unfortunately, your daughter was in the middle of it, and then the child was left in the vehicle.
So y'all getting her for being involved?
That officer will be able to tell you more on that. I just want to make sure that the child was good.
Is she asleep?
You can go and check on her.
Hey, stay back. Hey, come get her car.
Bro, it's crazy to see niggas go down like this, bro. Damn. The mom. Ugh.
I see. Y'all pulling the car?
Yes.
Is there a way that I can speak with her?
You can speak with this officer.
That's not it, baby. You can't do it.
I was standing at my car. When I was standing right there, they didn't tell me to go to the car. Then when they told me to stand in my car, I was at my car. At the end of the video, you will see I was standing at my car.
I don't know why he's sitting up there screaming and hollering like he don't know why he's going to jail. He's just making a scene. He's making a scene. That's all he's doing.
Bro, this is like the thing that hurts me the most. Hey, look, it's the Weiwa. It's the Weiwa from the other video, you guys. Remember where the teens were stealing the iced teas from the Weiwa? Wow, full circle moment. Yeah, this is crazy, bro. To do a situation like this, knowing that, you know, you and your moms just aren't in the best situation. You know, you got your mom working at Subway. It's fucked up, bro. You should have a lot more like decency and respect. Like when a kid starts acting out, it only brings shame to the mom, dude. She's the one who feels it the most. Like, just imagine the pain she's in seeing her daughter in handcuffs in the back of a police car, bro, with her granddaughter's empty seat. Ugh. Fuck.
You probably in jail right now, smiling. Listen to what you tell us.
So I get back and I was back, and then they told me to go stand in my car, and that's where I was, at my car. I was standing at my car, and that's where he got me from, my car.
That's what's wrong with them. They taking him to jail. You angry, you're mad, you're upset because they taking him to jail.
Car, right?
But the thing is,
I was at my car.
Listen, baby, the thing is, they weren't arresting you. They weren't getting you for no traffic stop. You made your own self in this bullshit.
Stand at my car. Stand at my car.
Stand at your car, what? Screaming and hollering the way you were doing just then.
The offense was committed, but you told my police officer no. I can rush you at any point during that time. If you think it's a good idea to tell me to off, you're gonna realize what we're gonna do with it. We're not playing. This is a no bullshit law enforcement style action.
Your mama, don't tell me about struggle, baby, because I'm struggling with you. Do not let me.
Bro, damn, you hear what that nigga said? This county is serious. We don't play no bullshit in this county, dog. Damn. Alright.
Run down with the struggle. But I'm not out here acting a damn fool. And if you're struggling, anything you should be stopping and asking to help you. You want me to replay that video again? He is the reason why. He is the reason why. From day one. I don't know how to get you out, but you have to get out of this.
You see what I'm saying? I knew that nigga that she was with, bad news, bro. Bad news. And I knew the mom was going to say something about it. That she doesn't like this guy. Because this guy that her daughter is with is nigga just makes bad decisions all the time. And now the daughter is caught up in this nigga's bad decisions. Look at this shit. Out of love, out of the sheer love. That's what they always say, love makes people crazy. She just jumped in with this nigga. I need to protect my man. But from the very jump, this nigga was not it. And now they have a kid together. As much as the mom wants to get rid of him, this is as close as she's gonna get to that, dude.
Your child, my child is 14, and I have to work, and I have to work, and I have to work. I'm on the clock right now, here, trying to get her.
While the female was charged with resisting obstructing, the male suspect, Garrett, was charged with 2 counts of felony battery on a law enforcement officer, 2 counts of felony battery with a prior conviction, felony resisting with violence, felony attempting to deprive an officer of means or protection, knowingly driving with a suspended license, and operating an unregistered motor vehicle. They are both presumed innocent unless proven guilty in a court of law.
We looked into Garrett's felony warrant that caused officers to take him into custody in the first place. It was for battery for a prior conviction, battery sudden snatching, felony tampering with a witness, and false imprisonment. We also looked into his criminal background and found that he's been involved in domestic violence situations with his girlfriend seen in the body cam footage. Now, I can't help but feel some sympathy for Garrett's girlfriend, but unfortunately, rushing to defend the very person who's making her life so difficult is exactly what landed her in handcuffs. Her mom sets a fantastic example when she points out that her boyfriend is the reason why she's struggling so much. She also mentions that she's struggling too, but she's not out here acting like a fool. Point she's
That's true. Midwest safety W as always. Nah, but it's true, man. That's why I said that guy is getting her into more trouble than it's worth. More trouble than it's worth, man. Alright. Well, W video, man. Fuck. God, I've never seen anything yet. And we've been watching a lot of videos like that. And I've yet to see anything on that level of like, you know? Nothing that we've seen yet was like, oh, escalated like that. That was crazy. I don't even know what this fucking video is. Oh, yeah. Wow. What a crazy video, man. Alright, let's get back into this. What does Jang have to say here today, guys? Let's do a little IQ maxing. I know you guys have missed the Jang videos, so we'll bring the Jang videos back, guys. Shout out to Jang. We'll bring the Jang videos back. Let's go.
the matter. If it were not to invade Iran, it would lose its empire. Its empire is based purely on the US dollar, the petrodollar, which is a Ponzi scheme. If it did not invade Iran, then people would choose not to trade with it anymore. People would choose to not buy US treasuries. For the longest time, this system worked fine. But then in February 2022, Russia invaded Ukraine. That was not the issue. The issue was the American response. The American response was to sanction Russia and remove Russia from the SWIFT global payment system. It also ordered Europeans to freeze over $200 billion in Russian assets. And there's a problem. The very basis for having the US dollar as the global reserve currency is that it would remain politically neutral. The Americans guaranteed seamless, politically neutral international exchange. So if this trend continues, if you don't do anything about Russia, Russia would take over Ukraine. And Russia then would build an alliance with China and Iran. If you look at these three countries on the map, this is the entire Asian continent. And then what they can do is this. They can say, okay, the United States is a bully. They force us to play by their rules. They get very angry if we don't play by the rules. So let's not play with the Asian railway system connecting Russia, Iran, and China together. And then what this would do is negate American sea power because it's American ships that patrol and protect the oceans. And then what happened is the world, Europe, Middle East, Africa, India, East Asia, would look at this trading bloc and think to themselves, wow, these guys, the Russians, Iranians, and Chinese, they use gold as their medium of exchange. Gold is valuable. The Americans, on the other hand, use US dollars as the medium of exchange.
Right. And the thing about the US dollar that is a terrible medium of exchange is because it's propped up on bullshit. It's propped up on debt. The treasury prints it like it's literally nothing. Printing all the US dollars. That devalues the dollar. But if they can keep it as the global reserve with all these different countries, then it keeps the illusion that the American dollar is strong. There's been so many things happening that wants to get the American dollar off, but America still finds more and more strategic ways to try to negate it, right? The BRICS exit, and then having all those all those different sort of countries being on the oil reserve and trying to have their system without the American dollar. And then look, because the American dollar is not propped up on gold like these other people wanted, they want to trade their value on gold, which has real value because the system is that as much money as you have, that's what the value you have in gold because you need money to physically buy gold, right? Ugh, America, man. This demise is happening slowly and slowly.
Which is not valuable. So am I better off with the American system or with this new BRICS system? So by attacking Iran, the first thing that happened is that China is now cut off from Middle East energy. China receives anywhere between 50 to 6% of its energy
from the Strait of Hormuz, right? Especially China, Japan, a lot of Asia, the Strait of Hormuz is the controlling factor. That's where the oil is transported into all the Eastern Asian countries. Yes.
Needs from the Middle East, not just Iran, but also Qatar and Saudi Arabia. A lot of people say that China today, it's reliant on renewables, solar, wind, and that's true to a certain extent. Remember that China, it is an industrial powerhouse, so it needs energy from everywhere and everyone. So the fact that China is losing all this energy from the Middle East presents China with a long-term strategic vulnerability. And that's the first thing that happens. Second thing that happens is that Europe is in a lot of trouble. Because remember, because of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, Russian energy was sanctioned. And so Europe relied more on the Middle East for its energy needs, especially Qatar. And now Europe has lost all of this oil. And then you have Japan and South Korea are also reliant on the Middle East for its energy. So now the question is, if you're not getting your energy from the Middle East, where can you get your energy from? And there's only two answers, either Russia or the United States. Russia is at war. And what's happening is the Ukrainian drones are attacking Russian oil refineries and export hubs. So the world in the short term has no choice but to look to America for its energy needs. And what did Trump do recently? He took over Venezuela, which...
Yeah, he went down to Venezuela and took that nigga out of there to get their oil. But then he's the first one to tell you that, oh no, the oil that we went and collected, now nobody wants it. It's such the petroleum there is so difficult to process. So it's not worth the time of turning it into crude oil and then sending it over. So then you learn that the coup d'etat had nothing to do with the drug running and the gun running. It's all for oil, dude. Because they understand that the American dollar is losing value. Its society is being propped up on lies and BS. And so it needs a new way to keep that money flowing.
Has the world's greatest oil reserves. He's threatening Canada. He's threatening Greenland, Mexico, Colombia. If Trump controls the entire Western Hemisphere, the entire world has to beg Trump for energy and resources. And this saves both the US dollar as well as the American empire. The American society does not have the political will, does not have manufacturing capacity, and does not have the risk tolerance to fight this war in Iran. Basically, America wants to fight this war as cheaply, as easily, and as quickly as possible, right? So Trump really thought that, if I sent my airplanes to strike Tehran and kill the Ayatollah, they would surrender. He paid no attention to the culture. He paid no attention to the history of the Iranian people. He had absolutely no respect for the nation. And when you do that, when you underestimate your opponent, when you yourself are not willing to commit to the fight, you're going to lose. On January 3rd of this year.
And also the hubris. You have to take into consideration also Mr. Trump's hubris. The fact that he wants to be inflexible. And America, just as a whole, is inflexible because they've been on top for so long. And so when you've been on top for so long, you think that everything that you've done in the past is always going to work. But that's the problem with big conglomerations. Their inability to move quickly and adapt and be flexible to the market. Market shifts with these massive conglomerations. I say conglomeration because now America is a corporation. Okay? America's an LLC. Look into that and you guys will see what I'm talking about. But yeah, they have to move like this now.
Here, Delta Force went into Venezuela, kidnapped Maduro, and they completely surrendered. So in Trump's mind, he wants to replay the Venezuela scenario. He is a reality TV star. He thinks in terms of optics. He doesn't think in terms of geopolitical strategy. The American military has become a very corrupt and insular institution that is trying to generate as much congressional funding as possible in order to fund the military-industrial complex. So that's what a lot of people say, that Trump's stupid, that he was misled by the Israelis, and there's good evidence to support this. But I want to show you something. It's called the National Defense Strategy. It explains what the American strategy to maintain global dominance is. And in the introduction, what it says is that for too long, America has been bullied by the world. America is a nation that protects the world, yet Europe, East Asia takes advantage of American generosity. The Europeans don't pay for their defense, and so they put all this money into welfare, into the pension system. The Chinese have been giving America a bad trade deal. The Chinese steal American technology and then use it to make products that they sell back to the Americans. So the Americans have been getting a really bad deal for decades. And President Donald Trump, he's going to change that by doing 4 things. The first thing that America's going to do is going to secure the Western Hemisphere. Therefore, you cannot trade with any of these countries without American permission, without paying a tribute to the Americans. This is why the Americans have parked 1/3 of their naval assets in the Caribbean today to tell the Chinese and the Russians, back off. You want to come here, you either pay a tribute or you'll be attacked. Okay, that's the first point of this strategy.
Damn, war, that's crazy.
Western Hemisphere belongs to America. Something that they call the Monroe Doctrine, okay, which is Trump's corollary, the Monroe Doctrine. Point 2 is that America wants to reimagine its relationship with its allies. Basically, NATO needs to pay for its own defense. NATO needs to go fight Russia in Ukraine. America will provide support, it'll provide weapons and financing, but NATO needs to do more work. And in East Asia, South Korea and Japan need to do a better job of keeping China in check. Point 3 is specific to China. And the idea is the United States does not want to destroy China, but China needs to be put in its place.
Of course, it needs China. Without China, the majority of the products in America stop going in. The whole plan of Donald Trump is to put essentially the whole world in the chokehold of the American grip. If he can retain the chokehold of the American grip on all these countries, then no one can release the American dollar. He needs the value of this dollar to stay valuable. The perception of it in people's eyes. So this is the plan that he's making happen. For as stupid as Trump is, man, he's not also that stupid. But he's also still stupid. All right. Prepare yourself. What am I preparing myself for? Usually we don't have any dropped frames. But for some reason today on this stream, there's a lot of dropped frames, bro. Look at that. 333. 0.1%. What the fuck? How did that even happen, dude? Alright. Let's start the GTA stream as well, I think, right? No? No, not yet. Not yet. GTA. The Discovery. Okay, you know what? Not yet. Okay, let's do this. Let's find out about this Antarctica thing, and let's get that popping first. Okay. Yeah, because it's like, I want to know, like, what is it that... Because they always talk about it, dude. But, like, what's the beef? Alright, gang, let's get into this. The discovery that made Antarctica off limits by Tartaria Vault. If you guys don't know about Tartaria, it is the concept that we have built this new world and new civilization on top of an old one, in which really interesting technologies and science took place that have been gatekept by the elite families, such and such. So let's jump into this and find out exactly why Antarctica is off limits. IQ maxing. IQ maxing. These beautiful images.
1840. That's the number I want you to hold in your mind. Not a range, not an era, a single year, 3 expeditions, American, British, French, each independently sailed to the same frozen continent, Antarctica, within months of one another. I accepted that for years. Parallel exploration, the age of discovery, makes sense on the surface.
Right.
Then I found a single line buried in a footnote of Wilkes's suppressed expedition log, a line that his superiors redacted in the published version. 7 words. Formations inconsistent with any natural process known. 50 years later, a survivor of the first expedition to overwinter on Antarctica, led by a Norwegian-British explorer named Borchgrevink, gave a single interview describing his crew seeing cities beneath the ice. That section wasn't translated into English for 60 years. That's when I stopped being able to look away. Let's establish what we know, what the textbooks tell us, what the official record, such as it is, allows. And Charles Wilkes, American naval officer, he departed in August 1838, leading a squadron of 6 vessels. He charted over 1,500 miles of Antarctic coastline and returned in 1842. His report, the one he filed, was disputed almost immediately by his own officers. Not disputed for being too bold, disputed for being incomplete. His charts contained features, formations. His officers noted discrepancies in what the official log recorded versus what crew members described in private correspondence later recovered by researchers. Wilkes faced court-martial upon his return. Not once, multiple times over the course of his career. He was accused of illegal punishment of crew, of conduct unbecoming. He was acquitted on most charges.
Now, I don't know if this is going to state it in this video, but apparently the ice wall is a wall of ice. That if you somehow are able to go through this ice wall, the things that lay on the other side of the ice wall apparently is the actual planets. Apparently there's no actual space. The planets exist on the other side of the ice wall, and there's more land that exists on those different terrains. These are all just conspiracies, of course, guys.
But he spent the next several decades of his life buried in bureaucratic obscurity, his Antarctic findings overshadowed, his personal journals heavily edited before publication. Dumont d'Urville departed Toulon in September 1837. His mission ostensibly was to push further south than any French vessel had gone before, to claim territory, to advance science, to plant the tricolour in ice. He returned in November 1840. He published his accounts. Adélie Land, named for his wife, was charted. He is remembered. He is celebrated. In May 1842, he boarded a train at Versailles with his wife and son. The train derailed. The fire that followed was catastrophic. D'Urville, his wife, his son, did not survive. Much of the material he'd been travelling with, including expedition documents he was reportedly transporting for review, gone. Not lost at sea, not destroyed in a naval warehouse fire. On a train. In France, 2 years after returning from Antarctica. I'm not saying that means anything. I want to be precise about that. Train accidents happen. Tragedy is not conspiracy. But I ask you to hold that detail. Just hold it. And James Clark Ross, the most decorated of the 3. He reached what would be named the Ross Ice Shelf, a wall of ice the height of the White Cliffs of Dover, stretching for hundreds of miles. He described it as impenetrable, as staggering, as something that stopped him absolutely. His published accounts are considered models of Victorian scientific restraint, precise, methodical, dispassionate, and yet, his crew logs, the raw ones filed with the Admiralty, the ones that took researchers decades to fully access, contain passages that don't appear anywhere in the official narrative. References to what one officer described only as geometric anomalies in the exposed rock faces. references in at least 2 independent crew journals to what sounds like structured stone, not ice, stone. If you follow the thread further, and once you start, it becomes genuinely difficult to stop, you arrive at Karsten Borchgrevink, Norwegian-British explorer. He was part of a whaling expedition in 1895 that became, by most accounts, the first group to actually land on the Antarctic continent. Not just chart it from offshore, not just approach and retreat, land, stand on it, walk. He returned in 1898 with a dedicated scientific expedition, the Southern Cross expedition, and spent the winter of 1899 on the continent, the first humans to deliberately overwinter in Antarctica. What did he find? Here is where the official record is something I've come to recognize.
All right.
It narrows. It becomes very specific about certain things, the cold, the isolation, the biological samples, the meteorological measurements, and very vague, almost deliberately vague, about others. One of his crew, a zoologist named Nikolai Hansen, died during the expedition.
Wow.
The official cause, a digestive condition. He was 29 years old. He was buried on a ridge overlooking the bay. His death receives one paragraph in most historical accounts. Another crew member returned from the expedition and spent the rest of his life declining to speak publicly about what he'd experienced.
My whole thing is, where do you guys
He
get
gave
the
one
pictures?
interview, one to a Norwegian newspaper in 1903. The relevant section was not translated into English for nearly 60 years. When it finally was, it described crew members experiencing what the interviewer gently called episodes of geographic fixation. That is, crew members who became convinced they could see something beneath the ice, something organized, something that shouldn't be there. The deeper you go into Borchgrevink's own writings, the more you notice a particular pattern in his language. He is precise about logistics, he is detailed about wildlife. He becomes strangely abstract, almost poetic, almost evasive, when describing the interior geology, when describing what the rock looked like where the wind had scoured the ice away, when describing what the formations reminded him of.
Right, but you guys know that most of the time, if they're talking about actually discovering civilization or life that might have existed in Antarctica, they're really not hiding much, okay, if you come to think of it. Because the axis of the planet is always on an axis, right? So it spins on an axis, but every so couple of years, the axis shifts, and that shifts the poles, the positioning of the poles. So the poles that are now in this current state where it's all frozen, hundreds of thousands or even millions of years ago, it was shifted to a different side, in which this will allow this, what we now call Antarctica, should have been flourishing. It would have been closer to the sun. If my estimates aren't incorrect, it would have shifted in a way that it allows it to go from not being in the cold, from being in the cold to not being in the cold. So at that time, as man walks the earth, different things could have been built, different sort of wildlife could have been endured there. From what I know, there was that one pilot that did this Antarctic trip in the 1920s or 1930s, that when he went up there, he discovered that there was fish and hot water and almost like an island, tropical island environment that was hiding in Antarctica. Now, take it with a grain of salt, guys, as we are now here.
Never finishes those sentences, not once, not metaphorically. Literally, in at least 3 known passages from his private correspondence, the sentence describing the rock formations is either cut short, transitions abruptly to a different subject, or exists in a version that differs markedly from the version filed with his expedition sponsors. If you're finding this investigation useful, if these patterns are raising questions you haven't seen raised elsewhere, consider sharing this work. The deeper this kind of scrutiny rests, Antarctica is not uniformly covered in ice. This is well established. There are exposed rock regions, nunataks they're called, where geology is accessible, where you can examine the actual surface of the continent, where, under the right conditions of wind and drift, you can see what lies beneath the ice sheet at the
You see? If there's rock formations, then there must be something else underneath it. So I think, why would they be trying to hide that there was life on Antarctica, because now it's just covered in ice? What did you guys really find there that is baffling society, society is not allowed to know about it?
margins. Early expedition members described repeatedly formations in these exposed zones that struck them as anomalous. The language varies. Peculiar regularity, unusual right-angle faces, stone arrangements unlike natural weathering patterns. But the theme repeats with an unsettling precision across multiple independent accounts from multiple expeditions spanning several decades. Regular angles, repeated geometric intervals, stone that, in the words of one crew member whose journal was published privately by his family in 1931, and has never been incorporated into mainstream historical literature. Did not break the way stone breaks. Now, geologists will tell you about columnar basalt. They'll explain frost wedging, differential erosion, the natural tendency of certain volcanic rock to cleave in angular patterns. I know that. I've read those explanations. And I want to be fair, those explanations account for a great deal of what early explorers may have found disorienting in an environment unlike anything they'd ever seen. But here is the point where the orthodox explanation becomes harder to sustain. It's not the angles, it's the distribution. Multiple crew members from multiple expeditions, men who had never met, who in some cases were citizens of actively competing nations, who had no mechanism for coordinating their accounts, described similar formations in different geographic locations along the Antarctic coast. Not the same location, different locations separated by hundreds of miles. If it's natural geology...
Right. This is what I'm saying. Like, there's obviously, if the ice were to all melt today, you would see what they're talking about. The fact that previous civilizations live there. There's things that they probably unearthed from here, and there's things that they're probably discovering that have been caught up in the permafrost. That now that they can unravel it, sort of new life, new kinds of bacteria. A lot of the time, it's just information that they're withholding, because knowledge is power. What really could have gone on in Alaska, where it's like, hey guys, no one's allowed to visit Antarctica, all these things, whatever, not Alaska, Antarctica. Get out of here, man. These niggas aren't as smart as they want you to believe. Man.
Geology, columnar basalt, frost fracture, erosion, then that's interesting but unremarkable. Antarctic geology is relatively uniform in places, fine. But if you overlay the approximate locations described in these various accounts, a pattern emerges that doesn't map neatly onto known geological formations. The descriptions cluster in ways that suggest, and I want to be careful here, I want to use the word suggest, distribution, intentional placement, spacing, not a quarry, not a single building, something larger, something that would require you to step back, very far back, to perceive as a whole. And here is where this becomes genuinely impossible to brush aside. For the official history to hold, for the natural geology plus overexcited explorers explanation to fully account for what we find in these records, you need to explain something. You need to explain why 3 separate governments in the same decade with no coordinated communication all chose to heavily redact, delay, dispute, or simply never fully publish the raw reports from their Antarctic expeditions. The United States did not publish Wilkes's complete charts for years. Some were reclassified. The British Admiralty received Ross's full logs, and a substantial portion of what his officers separately filed was not publicly catalogued until the 20th century. France published d'Urville's account, but the account itself has been noted by at least 2 French historians as diverging from surviving crew diaries in specific recurring ways. Always the same kinds of divergence: the geological observations, the descriptions of the coastline's interior features, the character of what the exposed rock looked like. Not the temperature readings, not the biological specimens, not the navigational data. The rocks, why the rocks, 3 nations, no shared communication, all suppressing the same category of information. The official explanation doesn't just strain here, it collapses entirely. Because for this to be coincidence, you'd need to believe that 3 separate governments operating in competitive isolation all independently decided that the geological features of Antarctica were too sensitive to publish accurately, for reasons none of them ever formally articulated, within the same 20-year window. Or something else, something they all saw or were told about that required the same response. Here is where I have to be honest about the limits of what I can demonstrate versus what I can only gesture toward.
Okay.
There is a body of research, not fringe research, not anonymous internet speculation, but work by architectural historians, by geographers, by scholars of cartographic anomalies, that has been quietly building a case for the existence of a prior world-spanning civilization whose reach was substantially broader and whose erasure was substantially more deliberate than mainstream history acknowledges.
What did I tell y'all niggas, man? What did I tell y'all niggas, man? You see? You see what I was saying? That's what I was saying. Come on, man. I know this shit. Trust me. I do my research.
You will have encountered this material under various names: the maps produced before formal exploration, the Piri Reis map, the Orontius Phineas map, which appear to depict Antarctic coastlines with a specificity that shouldn't have been possible. Coastlines that match sub-ice topography, only confirmed by 20th century sonar. Coastlines depicted without the ice that now covers them. How? The standard answer, that these maps were copied from older sources, possibly compiled from explorers whose records are now lost, is itself an admission. It admits that there existed cartographic knowledge of Antarctica before the expeditions we recognize as First Contact. It admits that someone had been there, had mapped it, had left records detailed enough that European cartographers in the 16th century could reproduce them with recognizable accuracy. It just doesn't ask who. And here is where the thread from 1840 connects to something much larger. If there existed, at some point prior to recorded history, or prior to the history we're permitted to access, a civilization operating at a scale capable of worldwide presence, capable of construction in extreme environments, capable of leaving traces in the rock that would still be visible to 19th century naval officers even through accumulated centuries of ice and weathering, then the question isn't whether Antarctica was inhabited. The question is when it stopped being inhabited. And the question after that is why the record of its habitation was so thoroughly, so consistently, so erased on a worldwide scale. Not suppressed in one country, not buried by one government, erased. Across languages, across archives, across the official histories of nations that have spent centuries in competition with each other, and yet...
I think, for me, I think the thing that they're always trying to do is they're trying to distort the truth at all times. Like, I think they don't want this timeline, this whole timeline of, 16th century... It's all a lie, and it's all disorienting, and it's all made to be confusing. When it's like the history books doesn't really work like that. It's like, when did this happen? When did this happen? And a lot of the stuff is happening a lot further back than people want to believe, but they don't want to give you the credit because they need you to believe that the people back in the day were stupid. Oh, those guys were dumb. They don't have the technology. No, the technology that's good as now. Yeah, but look at all the things that they're finding that clearly show that the people back in the day were way smarter. As a society, we're continually getting stupid. First, it was the internet that made us socially stupid. And then the lie was that it was connecting us. Then it was the phones. Then the predictive texting. And then now niggas can't type worse shit. My spelling is ass. Right? And then you have, the AI. The AI is supposed to be so informative and give you so much intel. It's like, dude, it's all a lie. It's all a lie. Every single aspect of it. That's why you have to constantly, what's it called? You have to constantly question the truth all the time. Where is this video? For some reason, I lost it. All right, here we go. Let's get back to it, guys.
Somehow arrived at the same silence on this single subject. That uniformity of silence is itself a form of evidence. I want to return to the human element for a moment, because this isn't just an archival mystery. It's a story about what these expeditions did to the men on them. The rate of psychological distress among early Antarctic expedition crew is not something widely discussed in mainstream historical literature, but it's documented. Multiple crew members from the Wilkes expedition were described in ship records as suffering from what the surgeons of the day called polar madness, a broad diagnosis that covered everything from simple cabin fever to episodes of acute hallucinatory crisis. Some of these men described visions, cities, architecture in the ice. Now, I know what the rational response to that is. Isolation, hypoxia, the psychological strain of extreme environment, the visual distortions caused by Antarctic...
That's what the scientists will lead you to believe. Okay? When Dr. Allen was out there trying to dispel the things that were happening during the 1950s and the saucers and shit, he's trying to dispel all of it. This is the same thing. They're like, oh, no, guys, it's just the mania of the polar madness. It's not the environment trying to tell us what's going on here.
Light phenomena. Fata Morgana, the mirage effect that polar explorers are well documented to have experienced, in which distant ice can appear to take on the shapes of towers, walls, buildings. All of that is real. All of that is documented. I'm not dismissing it. But here is what I keep returning to. The visions these crew members reported were not random. They were not generic castles or European cityscapes transposed onto the ice. The architectural descriptions that survived in private letters, in unpublished journals, in the one or two accounts that made it into print before being quietly discontinued, those descriptions have a specific character. Massive scale, non-European proportion, stone rather than timber or brick. Layout suggesting not individual buildings but planned arrangements, districts, grids, and they described it as buried, visible only in fragments, as if whatever they were seeing, whether by mirage or hallucination or something else entirely, was the exposed corner of something incomprehensibly larger still concealed beneath the ice. One officer, I'll decline to name him because his family is still identifiable, wrote in a letter to his brother that he had seen from the ship's deck. A sequence of walls extending along the cliff face for a distance I cannot estimate. And
jeez. You're telling me that if you declare this nigga's name, his family, yeah, well, that's against niggas' privacy laws, bro. Gotta keep people private. Second of all, Jeez, y'all niggas such crazy researchers. You'll go and find this nigga's family, start questioning, and try to look for the information.
And bearing no resemblance to any formation I was able to attribute to nature or weather. He wrote that he had reported it to his commanding officer. He wrote that he was told to strike it from his personal log. He wrote that he did not strike it from the letter. The letter was donated to a regional archive by his descendants in 1974. It has been cited in exactly one academic paper. That paper was never republished after its initial appearance in a specialist journal that folded 2 years later.
You guys, man. Listen, information is power. They're hiding it. I don't know why they're so privy on hiding Tartaria, but I guess we'll find out as we dive deeper and deeper into this rabbit hole, guys. Yes. I think we need a whole second channel for esoteric stuff like this. That's what we're gonna have, another channel just for esoteric shit, guys. So be privy to that. That's coming. That's happening. All right. Let's do this. The entire GTA. Okay. Well, you know what? Before we get into the GTA, let's end this, and then we'll be able to jump into GTA and play GTA. What time is it? 8:24. All right. Let's get this done. I'm taking 9:30. 9:30. We can end the stream. Anyway, let's get into this thing. I don't know what you want from me, baby. I don't know. Okay, guys, as you always know, when we do our streams, we like to have little segments where we talk about some real. So the real I want to get into today is about the idea of understanding your terrain. In life, if you treat life like a role-playing game, like a video game, you can understand that you can sort of remove yourself from this avatar, this body. You can it feels more just like, you know, when they have the people in cartoons that are sitting in the guy's brain and they're controlling and moving. Sometimes when I feel like I'm vibrating at a really high frequency, sometimes I feel as though that's how I'm living through life. Like I'm just walking through this person's body. Now, the thing about understanding your terrain is in the sense of, in life, there's different levels to life. There's different milestones and achievements that you can only achieve by having the right stats. Whether it is you're trying to find specific monsters to battle and farm for specific stat points, or the environment in the sense of there's certain places that you know you can go to, and this is how you essentially can stay alive. If you use your environment to your advantage and know how to mine the environment, you can have a better chance of success in that, let's call it map, than others will, right? If a white guy goes to the Congo, in the middle of the Congo, and is trying to move around and just make things happen, most likely his first couple of months there, he's going to get robbed or killed until he learns how to use the environment and use extra shillings and resources that he have to pay for security, right? So there's different little tidbits in life where you kind of understand like, oh, okay, if I just finesse this a little bit better than I'm currently finessing it, I can get a lot out of it. And this stems from this idea that I just wanted to put into you, that in life, there's different paths. There's a scarcity, or different, not paths, but different boxes that we can land in, because life is binary. You can land in the box of scarcity sometimes, and you can land in the box of abundance. Sometimes when you're in the box of scarcity, people's abundant lifestyle or actions will affect you, because it will start to make you realize like, man, I'm not that person that I've always said I was. I'm not. The reality in your mind isn't matching up to what you're seeing, right? But you're going through a scarcity moment. Different seasons. Life has seasons. Sometimes your season of scarcity is much longer than your season of abundance. But in the time of scarcity is when you need to double down and make yourself better. Because once abundance comes in, you don't want to just land and be surviving. You need to be flowing and fully abundant. So much wealth and energy needs to come into your life, but sometimes you need to take 2 steps back to jump higher. A lot of you do not enjoy taking that time to better yourself. Sure, if you're in a state of abundance right now, this video might not apply to you. But if you're in a state of lack, then this video is what you can use to let the thing that is getting you angry get you angry. Let your bank account make you be sad. Let these things affect you, because that's what's going to stir the fire and give you the motivation to jump back into the game. If I look at my current situation and I look at who I was a couple of years ago, it's the end of the cycle. Now it's the new cycle, right? 8-9 years ago, I was a different guy than I am now. Winning. Now I'm still winning, but the increment is slower. We're getting back. We're at the start of everything. Things are just a little bit harder than they used to be. But I use that as motivation to keep me going and keep me pushing forward. Right now, I've had to check myself because the Proverbs quote is, better to be a nobody and have a servant than to try to be somebody with no food to eat. Essentially, that means better to be unknown but have wealth than to try to be some sort of famous influencer yapper person that literally is a broke nigga, but he yaps a lot, creating the illusion, but this nigga goes home hungry, not able to eat. I had to check myself because I've been yapping too much. And it doesn't match with like the vision and ideas I have in my head. They're at a dissonance now. And so it's causing me a lot of internal pain. I'm causing myself pain from being too braggadocious, being too much of, I'm that nigga. Yeah, I am that nigga. But there's moments and times where it's like, yo, you're not that nigga right now. And so I have to get back. I'm in competition with myself, but it's okay to let the external circumstances to be in competition with those people as well. And with that, I hope you guys enjoyed that video, man. It's your boy, xCephasx. All right, let's get into the GTA videos. Okay, let's get into the GTA videos. Hope you guys are rocking with the stream right now. Hope you guys are rocking with the stream right now. Alrighty, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. The entire criminal wants level system in GTA 6 explained in detail. Okay, well, I mean, this is the documentary for GTA.
Grand Theft Auto has...
I mean, this video came out, what, 3 days ago, Mr. Lore? Or we hit him with the... The entire criminals Grand Theft Auto 6. Where you find this info? Mind your names, you're taking photos of your cars that you don't even know they... Why does the GTA police sound like the Matrix? Online version should allow players to report other players and get cops on them. Bro, this is all speculation, dude. This is all speculation. How do you niggas know this? Okay, all right. Well, I'll give it a chance because the niggas here are kind of glossing. We'll watch the documentary tomorrow. All right, let's get into this. Grand Theft Auto, the entire police system figure. Okay, well, how does he have the info before everybody else?
Ladies and gentlemen, crazies and mental friends, I'm your host, the Spaceman. Welcome back to Grand Theft Auto 6. As we know, Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming in just a very short amount of months, couple of weeks, couple moon cycles away. It's going to be coming out, right? Now,
July, August, September, October. Yeah, 3 months. Okay.
It's a lot of talk about how the mechanics are going to be and everything. As you may have seen, I've done a video about the rumors of how the online mechanisms are going to be and everything. But we're going to get to that. We're not going to get to experience that until down the road. So far, there's not even much word about, the online features at all. Hopefully, the third trailer goes into that, or we get gameplay, actual footage, even if it's story mode gameplay. We need something, right? But what we do know is the story mode, the main game, is coming November 19th. And I decided today to take a couple of hours just to look into a few things, because there's something else that really caught my interest, and that was the mechanics of how the police wanted star system works. Like I heard a couple of things and I saw a couple of videos and it was just very interesting. It's like an overhaul and it's a very detailed thing that they're doing. It may be harder for the player to get away from cops, and we're going to get into why. So I decided to just dig and find any and everything that is currently known about how the police wanted levels in Grand Theft Auto 6 are going to be.
Okay, then get into it, nigga.
Those, the pictures are just, to give you a couple of visuals. They may not actually be from the game, obviously, and things like that. But the important part is the information, right? So the wanted system, they say, is going to be completely different. Let me make sure this is on the screen for you guys. All right, one system is said to be completely different, right? The core idea are no more magic cops just instantly knowing your location. They want to make it really immersive. They want to make it realistic, right? Fully realistic investigation system. Police, when you do a crime, police are going to be relying on witness reports, NPCs, probably AI-enhanced NPCs that are around you that may have witnessed you do a crime and may pull this gadget out, right? CCTV.
Also, I think the reason why that system can work is because, if you guys don't know, Take-Two Interactive, which is the parent company of GTA, what they have done is they have gone ahead and filed a bunch of patents regarding different IP and technologies they want to use. And one of those things is the improvement of the NPCs, the AI, the improvement of the way the characters and the cars and the traffic and everything moves to be more realistic, right? Just as they were interesting in Red Dead Redemption, they're going to be even better than that, okay? Not just the AI and their intelligence, but their animations, how they interact through the environment, how you hit them with your vehicle, how you blast at them, all of that.
Footage, right? Probably like stoplight cameras, regular store CCTV.
Right, so essentially they're also going to be using the same way cops find niggas today, dude. Do you guys know that the front-facing camera and the back-facing camera in your vehicle, those are used as, see? Those are used as surveillance systems, bro. If people need to find you, they can tap into that to be able to search in the area through other people's cars where you're at. Look into it, my niggas. We're all fucking screwed.
Footage and, the lights, right? Plus vehicle, plus suspect description. So there'll be people, we're going to get into it a little later. They'll even be able to read your license plate or have people that'll remember what your license plate said and stuff like that. So these are the things that's going to comprise, you getting them stars. Maybe, I don't know, right? And they say there's not going to be any instant response. Okay, the key changes is that crimes have to be reported first. So now there's a system in play. It's not like, just a magic thing. You do a crime, a star appears. They're actually making it more immersive and making it more realistic where your acquisition of your stars or being wanted happens more naturally, right? So crimes got to be reported first. What that means the witnesses, the NPCs, they have to report it. They can call police. Witnesses could call the police. And then there's a dispatch timer that gives an escape window. That's interesting. Now, this is going to add strategy. You could escape before the police even arrive. And we're going to get into it. It depends on what neighborhood you're in, on the amount of time that you have to get away before the police arrive, right?
I do like that. I do like that it gives the game a little bit more of this unpredictability, more of this playthrough, like where you can just play it over and over again because it's every single time it's going to be different, right? Gone are the days of just racking up stars and then doing yip and yam to get away from them or dying. It's just gonna be a lot more immersive and much more strategic. It's like you can plan it all, like doing heist, whether you want to go around, off mans, topping mans, offing them, pause. Or yeah, I just think that that's going to be a lot better for this entire situation. It's just making everything just less predictable and allowing the game to have a lot of replayability, especially if you want to do heists and stuff. Now you can set up the heist properly and have a getaway and escape, as opposed to just like, oh, I did the heist, now we're deep 6 stars. How?
Right? I just want to look at this picture just to see if there's anything pertinent there. Nope, not really. It's just image related stuff, right? So there's going to be search zones and tracking. Police could create real search zones based on your last known location, and this can include the patrol route. So the patrol routes that the police cars normally go will be used to, formulate that radius that they're going to be searching you for, as well as helicopter sweeps. You're not escaping a circle, you're escaping a real manhunt, right? So they're going to actually have perimeters of search zones. Last seen here. So, all right, let's search this entire radius here and there and stuff like that, right? There's a profiling system. Wow. Police are going to remember everything. They're going to remember your clothes. They're going to remember your face and your appearance. Like I said earlier, your vehicle model, what car you were in, the license plate. If those NPC witnesses were able to give a description of your license plate, maybe a couple of numbers, maybe the whole thing, witnesses could tell the cops, how you look and everything, draw a sketch or whatever. They're going to have that in their details, and the AI.
Which is why if you're going to commit crimes, always commit crimes in your clown outfit. And then get rid of it. Because then the niggas are just looking for a clown. A suspect is a clown dressed fully as a clown. Clown ass nigga. We need to arrest this clown nigga. Alright. GG.
Intelligence is going to actually make it where that plays a role into how much you are pursued, how wanted you are, and stuff like that, and your likelihood for escape, how many stars you get, right? So similar to Grand Theft Auto 5, online anyway, I know, if you change outfits, it could help you escape. You know, some of you guys may know, if you have stars in GTA Online, and I don't know if it works with all stars, with 5 stars, but I know, for example, if you have like 3 stars and you go to appearance and you put a mask on, it'll go down to 2 stars. So a little tip, if any of you guys didn't know that, I don't know if it works with 4 stars or above, but I know 3 stars, putting a mask on will bring it down to 2. And of course, 2 stars will bring that down to 1 if you do that, right? So you could change outfits. You could switch vehicles. So switching vehicles will play a role in, you know, how much you're going to be able to be apprehended because, hey, I mean, you have a different license plate, different car. So that makes sense. And just altering your appearance in general, if you alter your appearance, right? There's going to be witness interaction. This is the part I really like, right? We'll be able to bribe witnesses, right? We'll be able to intimidate witnesses, right? We will be able to stop the call before the dispatch. So let's say someone sees us doing a crime before, you know, maybe they have their phone out or whatever. You could go up to them, punch them in the face or point a gun at them or something, and they just drop the phone, right? And that's going to prevent them from calling the police, meaning no stars, right? So that's cool. That's a
But off all these niggas.
nice touch. I like that, right? They're saying that the police are going to be very smart. It's going to be smart police AI. They're going to be using advanced tactics. They're going to have roadblocks. They're bringing back the spike strips. I forget if Grand Theft Auto 5 story mode did this, but I know the older story games, I don't even remember if 4 did it, but I think like Vice City or some games around then, they did this. Like if you have a lot of stars, they'll roll out the spike strips so your car could just, you know, get messed up and everything.
Really?
They'll have flanking maneuvers. So the AI is going to be intelligent enough to have cops coordinate their pursuit, like where they're going to flank you. So if one cop sees you in front of them, he's chasing you this way. Sir, over there, from the northeast, I need you at 6 o'clock to get him. He's going in this direction. So they can actually flank you. So if they know you're going this way, they'll communicate with another car. The AI is going to be that advanced where that car can then coordinate with that other car and try to cut you off at the pass and just hit you from different angles and vantage points and everything, right?
W.
They're even going to have hidden ambushes. So you might think you're good. Now, hidden ambushes sounds to me like you won't even see them on the map. Otherwise, will they be that much hidden? Because like Grand Theft Auto 5, for example, you could see the blips on the map. The maps could tell you everything. Like when you have to escape cops, all you got to do is escape that cone of vision of both the helicopters and the ground vehicles. And you could just maneuver and get away. But if they're saying they're going to do hidden ambushes, I'm willing to bet that what they're saying is you won't even be able to see them on the map. Hence, they're hidden, right? Police now are going to think strategically. Now, here's the wanted levels breakdown. These are the things that will get you these stars, these wanted levels. 1 to 2 stars will bring, or this is what will bring, the types of police it will bring, excuse me. 1 to 2 stars will bring the local police, and it'll result in a basic arrest.
Got it.
3 to 4 stars, SWAT units come out, helicopters come out, and they unroll those spike strips for you if you're still in a land vehicle trying to get away. 5 stars brings the federal agents, the FIB equivalent. The big boys come out, right? And then there's the rumored return of the 6 stars, which will then deploy the military. It'll bring out the tanks. It'll bring out the jets. And I found this so interesting. It will enact full martial law. So now your entire neighborhood or the perimeter of where they're searching you, probably the entire city is now affected under martial law because they're trying to get your behind or your girls behind or both of y'all. Jason or Lucy or Lucia, right? They'll actually...
Interesting. So the whole entire city is just going to be after us trying to take us down? Wow. That's going to be fun for a couple hours, isn't it? If you could survive 6 stars. But it's going to make the game a lot more fun because I think, yeah, until actually GTA Online comes on, what can we do? We can only play the story mode. That's all you can play is the story mode. So the story mode better be as detailed as possible to make the entire experience enjoyable. Or else what's the point, you know? This game needs a lot of playability before they can get the online world going. I don't know how long it's going to take for the online to come on board, but with these kind of playabilities that it's going to be allowed in the game before online, it's going to make the game so much fun. So much addition for content. Like, there's so much content you can do. There's so much this you could do just from these wanted levels and having the AI be much more intelligent. I think this is going to be a really game changer for this game. Real game changer. Okay. All right, guys. Let's end this stream and play some GTA. I got to get this mission done. It's cheesing me. I gotta get some food too. I gotta figure out when the downtown there. Like when is it? When is the food turn? All right, let's figure this out. Yeah, we good. We good, Poppy. We good, Poppy. Poppy, are you good? Poppy, are you good, Poppy? I'm good. Okay, Poppy, that's good. Yes. Oh yeah. Grand Theft Auto Vice City. I'ma pull up to my motherfucking baby. Alright guys, let's go. Slam. You remembered all the things you did to me. Do you remember everything you said to me? 'Cause everything you did to me is so cool. Baby, everything you did to me is so cool. Right, here we go, guys. Let's go. The plan is to get one mission. My favorite gun is the Uzi gun. Oh my goodness. Not my intentions at all. What's gonna happen here? Oh my gosh, this guy here? Fuck!
Holy Christmas!
Oh, you guys, have we opened up a new portion of the game? Wow. So beautiful. Oh, we're gonna be working with the Colombianos now? Beautiful.
Come on, baby, come on! Yeah! Yeah! Stupid horse! I'll chop your head off! Who is this thickhead?
Tommy Vercetti. You remember me.
Excuse me, I'm a little anxious. Never trust a goddamn horse!
Jeez.
You do a good job.
Niggas losing it.
You work for me now.
I work for money.
As I said, amigo, you work for me now.
I work for
Shut
money.
up! Some Judas has betrayed me. He thinks I don't know how much money I should be making. But stealing 3% is as good as stealing 100%.
Wow.
No one does this to me. No one.
All right, so
You
what's the
follow him
game
from
plan?
his apartment, and you see where he goes. Later, we will kill him.
This asshole thinks he can mess with me? If this is the best Vice City has to offer, this is gonna be easy.
Let's go, everybody. Let's go, everyone. Let's drop inside that cool dash. Let's go. Oh, shit. Let's make it happen, baby. I can make it happen. When I moved to the city, she's like, baby, I'm like, baby, I'm just doing it. Wow.
More misogynistic propaganda.
Bitch, shut the fuck up.
I think you're a complete waste of time in space, quite frankly, and a disaster for the planet. I just got dumped. Oh, well, it is unfortunate to measure your self-worth in relation to a man, my dear. Look at you. You could be an attractive girl if you...
I gotta go up and look through this nigga's window like a pervert?
Oh, shit!
Fuck.
Loser!
Oh. What is he talking about, bro?
Have a lot of nerve, pal.
Where the fuck is this nigga, bro?
Too slow, Granddad.
Oh.
You better keep on running, asshole.
Damn. Oh, you guys are gonna make me chase him on the Vespa? Nah. Be serious. Be serious with these vehicle choices. Is this nigga blasting at me, dude? Okay. Yeah. Tell me about it further in another place in the background. Oh, nigga, you want to get personal? Oh, fucking bomber clouds. Ah. All right, let's do it again. This BMW, dog.
Where's a cop when you need one?
Out here, bitch. Sorry, Grandma. It's disrespectful. Follow him, but don't. Alright. Well, when we start talking about guns. Oh my goodness. There goes my car, dude. Completely botched. That. Oh, fuck. Alright.
I'll need to see your license.
I didn't hit anybody. That was not me, not this dude. Yeah. I gotta do that mission first before we, you know what I mean? Before we like, I gotta do that mission. That was just a mistake of mine. Yes, the mission did say follow him, don't kill him. That's what it did say. You're good. I hope your entire family burns in hell, dog. Bro, where's the bridge? I'm taking an L here, dude. terrible way to play the game. Why am I playing the game like this? Little Havana. Johnny was a Main Street girl. Johnny got the Main Street girl. Johnny got the Main Street girl. Sorry.
Come on, baby, come on! Yeah! Yeah!
Johnny got the Main Street girl.
Will you ask yourself that same thing?
Every morning, he's around. We can get anything. If you see a car that rings, tell us. We can inquire for it. I'm taking the skills I've learned. It's called business.
We gotta go back this way, dude. Alright, let's beat this mission. I'm beating this mission this time, dude. Quit speaking to me in that ridiculous language. No, I'm joking. I love Spanish, man. Shout out to all my Latino brothers and sisters, dog. Alright, well, lose it then, bitch. Shawty got on me like I was on
Heavy
me.
on the culos, you know what I mean, man?
Yo, I know what you're talking about, nigga. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Shit!
Those are early
Oh my
internet
God,
searches
watch
for
the
me.
pump.
Big culo Latin shorty. Big culo Latin shorty. I know.
Too slow, Granddad. You better keep on running, asshole.
Okay. Yeah. I need this vehicle, bitch. Oh my god. I thought I could commandeer the vehicle for the law? Turns out, no. How did he get away? No, you guys keep fucking with me, dog. Oh my god, the fucking Vespa, huh? Okay. Alright. One last time. Jeez. I got in a different car. That was the mistake that I made. The wheels that they're talking about is hop on the Vespa. Oh, fucking change the Little Havana always is so stupid. Don't ask what you can do for your government. Ask what your government can do for you. I'm Ronald Reagan. So stupid, dude. The government ain't gonna do shit for anybody, dude. Oh, okay. How are we passing this like this? Come on. Give me this nigga.
I can't feel my leg.
Little Havana Bridge. Okay. I got it. If we go towards the hammer, that's where the Little Havana is. This is the problem with rich niggas with big houses. You just constantly have people on your property. You don't know who the fuck they are. Surrounded by people all the time.
Come on, baby, come on! Yeah!
Alright, the chase. Let's get this thing done, bro. This is an L of a mission. Okay, so I have to hop on the Vespa? Okay, fine.
Gentlemen, welcome back. Let's start with you, Mr. Hickory. Why the F? For Florida.
You niggas need to get out of my way. You're in my way.
By giving everyone hope, a dream of a better tomorrow, by encouraging people to grow their own root vegetables. What's the satisfaction of holding a gun in your hand when you could be holding planting seeds in a peasant village?
Keep your hoes and seeds to yourself. We need gun control. If you read the Constitution,
Oh, no, nigga.
that should not be changed. Under our Constitution, women couldn't vote, but the liberals come in flying crocodile tears.
Determinadas red for gun. Respond to attend before Central Vice Point.
Lick me, bitch.
Gotta stop spreading these lies or I'll whip you myself. I'm not afraid.
Bro, I've done this mission so many times, my cars are still here. This thing keeps pulling up in different red Countachs and just ditches them.
Oh, shit!
Talk about abundance mindset.
Loser!
Dear goodness, man, that guy took it straight to the face. Oh my god, I almost fell through the hole.
Too slow, Granddad. You better keep on running, asshole. That ain't driving.
Pussy bomber clots. You guys gotta get out of the way. Okay? You gotta keep your distance, but you gotta follow it. Not me, pussy nigga. Not me, boy. Not me, boy. Look how we moving. Ooh, not me, boy. That's how we're moving. Not me, boy. Holy shit, you guys are firing the big weapons. Not me. Oh, Betty. I will say this, you niggas got terrible aim, man. And how many rounds you got, nigga? Holy sh! Hey, yo, the situation is getting out of hand, nigga. Yeah, that's what I'm fucking talking about, nigga. We found your guys' little stash house. Now guess what's gonna happen? Death. That's what's going on. Oh. Look at that. What's up here? Look at this. What's here? Oh, wow. This is a better Uzi than the Uzi I currently have. Okay, let's go put this car away. I wish you could keep cars, but you can't. It's a different GTA stuff. Alright, let's go save the mission, and that's it, guys. I appreciate each and every single one of you young niggas tuning in with the boy.
Your mom teach you how to drive.
Wow. This thing handles like a potato. Ah! It's biting me like that. We need a new safe house, dude. Ooh, dirty. Where the fuck is my safe house, man? Oh god.
Beat it. Just beat it.
What is the map? Safe house. Yeah, I know, dude. You are here. Ugh, the map is like all the way down the coast. It's like way down there, down by the coast. Oh, wow. Murder is the case that they gave you, dog. Music in here is always banging. I will say, for a band, this thing is fast. Handles terribly.
You got no chance.
It's fast. Woo!
This is your final warning.
Dear God. You know, sometimes it has to be like that, guys. Sometimes, you know, sometimes you just gotta push through and hope for an explosion on the way home. That's all a man can do, really.
Yo, you better watch yourself.
You just bumped into the wrong bitch.
Then come and tell me about it then, Shotty. Come and tell me about it. Come and let me know about it. Alrighty. That's the end of today's stream, gang. That is the end of today's stream, alright? That's the end of today's stream. I appreciate each and every single last one of you guys. That's the end of the stream. I will catch you guys on Monday. No, not Monday. Actually, tomorrow. I will catch you guys tomorrow, man. I'm trying to eat some chicken wings and talk to some hoes. So I'll see you guys on Monday. All right, later.